What's going on, everybody? This is your full free appointment setting, full fucking training guide for 2024 and into 2025. All right, I'm going to actually be fucking showing you what to do, what you need, everything. So if you've got questions about appointment setting, if you're not sure how to actually be good at the skill, if you don't know where to look for jobs, if you don't know how to tell the difference between good and bad jobs, if you don't know other people that are doing it, this is going to answer your questions, right? I'm literally going to be giving you all of the source, right? This is how I went from homeless and broke to multi-millionaire at 21, right? This is what I did to begin with. Now, this is one screenshot of just one of my payments. I took this screenshot like a month ago, like 2 months ago, right? I've made a couple $1 million. I've been able to build a ton of businesses. I will show you the credibility in a second, right? But all I want to say is this is what you've been looking for. I'm not your average guru. I don't want to be a guru. Please don't label me that way. I don't have any courses that you can buy. I don't do courses, right? I want to be a leader for the people that need one. So if you've been looking online and wanting to actually just watch the video that's actually got fucking information, this is for you. I'm fucking excited. Let's get into it. Let's have some fun. Credibility from me so you listen, right? Because a lot of people come on here, maybe they've been doing it for 3 months, maybe they've not done it at all, and they're just trying to teach it, right? There's a lot of people that have no fucking clue what they're talking about. Now, I added a few photos on here for some credibility, but at the end of the day, if you really don't trust me, just look me up, right? I've got Instagram, I've got TikTok, I've got YouTube, I'm on Google. Just look me up, okay? So, bit of credibility. You can look up my name, Nathaniel Greengrass or Nathaniel Coin. I go by 2 names, and a ton of shit comes up, right? My Instagram, my fucking ABN, so my actual registered business number, right? And a ton of other shit. Here's a screenshot from an average month when I was doing appointment setting. Right, so $23,000, that was my average. I had highs, I had a little bit lows, but this was my average, okay? Me with one of the biggest online coaches in the world, right? He's super well known, massive platform, Jeremy Pogue. You can look him up on Google or, you know, any platform, very massive. This is me and him on a yacht, right? This is a screenshot from one of the programs that I made last year. 2023. No, yeah, 2023 was last year. You know, years go by so fucking quickly. That is 301 people in a single month, right? Which is pretty cool. Okay, so I enrolled 301 people into that program. Me and another guy, so this is Tom Cox, right? He's done over $1.5 billion in sales. You can look him up on Instagram, Tom COX. Really big guy, again, on a yacht. And this was me when I first started. I was working a job in corporate sales. So I've got even, you know, further corporate sales experience where I was working for a couple of the biggest phone companies in Australia. I worked for Telstra. I worked for Optus, right? Yeah, right. And this is just a little bit of the credibility, just in case you don't trust me, right? So, what is appointment setting? Now, appointment setting is literally just booking appointments for someone else. Okay, so there are online coaches, there are business owners, entrepreneurs, people selling online courses. For example, Iman Gadzi, a lot of you guys know him. He's got a lot of companies, a lot of businesses, running all these different things, all these courses. Do you really think he's the person that you talk to when you send him a message? No, like if you send him a message on Instagram and he responds, right, hey man, how much is your course? And he responds, you're not talking to him, you're talking to an appointment setter, right? So I think that best describes what an appointment setter is, right? It's literally someone that goes onto someone's social media and sends messages for that person, right? And just books a call with them. They don't sell them. You don't have to do any fucking selling. You're not taking any other closing calls, nothing. You're literally just communicating with the person in the DMs. Okay? And as well, again, it's just communication. So I split sales up into 3 different things, and the first part is communication. You don't need prior sales experience, nothing like that, right? So for example, this can be like in real life, right? If you're messaging all the time and you say, hey, check out this movie, right? You're directing them to that thing, and they then go and watch that movie and they pay to watch that movie. Well, you've just done appointment setting for something, but without being paid, right? That's what appointment setting is. Now you do it already. Like I told you, when you refer someone to something, or when you send text messages, or when you message a friend, or whatever it may be, if you are talking to someone on the phone, right, then you are doing appointment setting, right? Because again, all you are doing is sending messages to get people booked on for a call. And I will be showing you examples after. So why is appointment setting needed? Right, this is a very, very valuable point. Why is it actually needed? Right, so I chucked up a few people here that just kind of came to mind. So Luke Alexander, Brandon Forbes, Renzo, and this other guy, they are a couple of the biggest guys in their industries, right? So for example, Luke, right, when you message him, because he's got so many followers and he's getting so many messages, right, this is the main point, because all of these guys have businesses that they're running, they're selling high ticket things. So he recently just launched a thing where he's selling something for $10,000, right? Brandon Forbes, I know, sells his thing for about $12,000. Renzo, I'm not sure, and him, I'm not sure, right? But the main point is that they've got a big following, they're producing lots of content, right? They don't have time to be sending their own messages. Right? Because think about it. If you're a company making $1 million a month, do you really think your time is best suited in the messages? No. Your best time is getting client results, focusing on the business, making more content, doing the marketing, traveling to this side of the world, doing this mastermind, right? Your objective as the CEO of the company that you work for is to make a lot of money for the business, which means that their time is not best suited to be actually doing the messages, right? So for example, at McDonald's, you don't see the CEO flipping the burgers because he is best suited at the top, looking down over everything, hiring people, doing this, and doing this, right? If he was there flipping patties, McDonald's wouldn't be growing at the rate that it is, right? So these guys that all have big followers, or even little followers, but they're selling their thing at a high ticket, they need people to book appointments for them. So for example, Brandon Forbes, he sells a coaching program for, again, thousands of dollars, right? So that means that he's got this thing that he's selling at high ticket, right? He's doing all the content. He has ads that he's running all the time, all the marketing. He has appointment setters in the messages. So let's say someone comes from the ad and they follow him. That appointment setter will reach out to that person, have a conversation with them, get to know the person a little bit, and then book in the call. And if that person buys Brandon's coaching program for $10,000, the appointment setter will on average make about 10%, so $1,000, right? Every single time the booked person that they book in buys the coach's program. That is all it is, right? And that's why they need you, because for them to scale and for them to grow, right, they need to be constantly getting people in the door and constantly selling. Right, so that's why they have the appointment setters, so they can remove themselves from actually booking the appointments, and then they go and do this, right? Beautiful. So what are the actual steps to becoming an appointment setter? It's very, very simple, right? But here it is. So you learn the skill. Okay, so you first learn the appointment setting skill, so sending messages and etc. Right, you learn the skill, that's the first step. You reach out to people to offer your skill. So to get a role, you actually have to offer your valuable services. You land an interview. So when you message someone offering your services, right, you will then land an interview with that person to make sure it's all good. You will then land the job. You will then sign the contract. So when you land a job, you will have a contract that you will sign that will tell you how much you get paid, what you can do, what you can't do, what you should do, or what you shouldn't do, etc. You will then learn about the business. So you will then get enrolled, sign the contract, learn about the business. That way you can talk about the business in your messages. You will then start sending DMs. So then you will start actually doing the job that you were hired to do. And then you'll get commissions and repeat, right? So this is the legit process from zero to hero, right? So all the way from learning the skill, all the way to getting commissions and making money, right? You repeat it. It's that simple, okay? Honestly, it is that simple. There's nothing more, nothing less. That is the whole process. So here's an example of what it looks like to receive an interview plus get commissions. So these are guys that I've personally trained, right? They went from zero to hero like I told you. So this is what it looks like to get interviews, and here's what it looks like to get actual money from the person. So Troy got an interview, right? So there's a thing called Calendly. So for example, when you are an appointment setter, right, you will be booking them in for calls. And how do you book them in? You send them a calendar invite so then they can get booked in for the call, right? So all coaches and entrepreneurs and businesses, they use Calendly, and they will normally do Zoom, right? So Troy got an interview. You can see Zoom right here, right? 10 a.m., beautiful. Another one here. So again, web conferencing, which is Zoom, right? Another interview. Another 2 interviews down here, right? And, again, you can see Zoom, and this is what it looks like to be paid. So you might be paid through banked wire, you might be paid through PayPal. It really depends with the person that you end up working with. But I know Luke, he gets paid every week. You will probably get paid every week or every 2 weeks, right? But he made $680 in one single day from just commissions. Okay, you can see that right here. But yeah, that's all it is, right? Interviews, that's what it looks like, and making commissions, that's what it looks like as well. So here's examples of people that are actually looking for you, right? Because you might be wondering, Nathaniel, how do I actually get these jobs? Well, again, I'm going to tell you everything. So these are on Twitter, right? All I did was look up appointment setter and these came up. Like I didn't have to look. So for example, looking for an SDR / appointment setter to do meetings and outbound marketing. There is commission plus base as well. So some appointment setting opportunities will offer you just commission, where you're making like 5-10% and it's just commission, or some will offer you a salary and commission, right? So they might offer you, $3,000 a month plus, 2% commission. I rather just commission roles, because with just commission, you get to make more money because you get higher percent commission, right? Again here, looking for appointment setting, like looking for an appointment setter. Another one, looking for an appointment setter. And again, looking for an appointment setter. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And I'll again show you more examples after. But this is what it can look like for when people are actually looking for you, right? And here's an example of actual appointment setting. Okay, so this is appointment setting that I've done with people that are on my Instagram. Okay. For example, Josh Tamir. Hi Nathaniel, I saw your video about appointment setting. I would love to chat and talk with you more, right? I said 100% bro, really appreciate you reaching out, right? Are you interested in appointment setting, my man, right? Just kind of reconfirming, right? Having that conversation with him, right? I'm not going to go through every single message, but you can see it went from having the first message all the way to booking the call, right? And then I say, of course, not a problem, right? That's my link, booking a call. And then they say just booked in a call, right? So that is what it looks like to book appointments, right? Because again, I do my appointment setting, I take my own sales calls and everything, so I can show you that. Here's another one, right? Having a conversation with them. Again, I'm not going to go through every single message, but again, you can kind of pause that. And even here, having more of a conversation. Here's another one. So this person followed my account. I said, hey bro, I appreciate the follow. Are you here for value, or are you here to level up your business, right? Because that was the offer that I had at the time. So this is an example of what it looks like to actually do the appointment setting, right? This is what it looks like. Again, you're just communicating. There's no selling involved here at all. You're just talking to them, asking them questions, getting to know them a little bit better, and then you ask for the phone call, okay? So here is the simple appointment setting framework that I follow. It's called the ACA framework. It's called ask, acknowledge, ask again. So you ask a question. Hey man, how's your fitness journey going? Oh yeah, man, it's pretty bad. You know, this happened, this is going on. I'm busy at work, whatever. You acknowledge. I totally get that, man. You know, every person that I kind of talk to, they struggle with the same problem. I totally understand you. But if you tried this, okay, then you ask another question. But did you try this way? Or do you think maybe the way it didn't work is because of this? Or have you done this in the past or whatever? Okay, so this is the framework that I follow in appointment setting, and it's also what I train my, the guys that work with me. This is the framework that I help them with. It's called the ACA. So ask, acknowledge, ask. What happens a lot is when you are new to appointment setting, you ask a question. Hey, how's your fitness journey going? Yeah, man, it sucks. I'm pretty tired at work, blah, 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 blah. What new appointment setters do is they ask, but they don't acknowledge. So they ask the question, they get a response, and then they just ask another question, right? You need to realize that in appointment setting, you're talking with humans, right? Which means that they have fucking emotions, right? So there's no point asking a question and then just asking more and more and more. Because again, you're not selling. So you do not need to come off like a salesperson. All you're doing is having a communication. Okay, so ask, acknowledge, then ask again. Okay? So where do you find appointment setting jobs? Right? So you can find them on Twitter, which is not here. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram School, which is a community platform, and through your network. Okay, so networking. I teach all of these. Right, so this is kind of literally how it goes in terms of complexity, right? I don't even know if I said that right, but Facebook is the easiest, Instagram is the second easiest, school is the third easiest, network is the fourth easiest, right? It goes by easiest, but it also goes by quality. So Facebook is the least quality place, Instagram is better quality, school is better quality, and then networking is the best quality, right? So these are all the types of ways that you can find and look for jobs, right? The place I'm going to teach you is Facebook. All right, so again, there's all these ways to find jobs and land jobs, but if I was to go through all of these, this video would be 5 hours long, and it's just pretty confusing. If you are wanting to do this for free, you want to do this on your own, then Facebook is the easiest way. All right, so let me actually show you what it is and how to do it. Right, so let's actually have a look. So this is Facebook, right? All you do on Facebook is join Facebook groups. So type up appointment setting, type up remote closing. Like for example, right? It comes up with a lot of jobs here. If I search it, right, it'll come up with a lot of groups that you can then join. Now, let me show you what to look for and not what to look for, right? Because the reason Facebook is the least quality is because there's lots of scams, right? It's the easiest one by far to find jobs, like to be able to apply for jobs, but a lot of them are scams, right? So I will show you the difference between something that's real and then something that's fake. So then you know before trying to do it, right? So for example, if you've got no experience and you just kind of went off this video and I didn't tell you this, you would look at this and think, wow, this person's hiring an appointment setter. They get to make $6,000 per sale. First off, that sounds a bit too good to be true. Next, there's no real information here. There's no information on the business. There's no information on the personal brand, nothing. Next, we go on to the profile. Okay, so first off, the actual photo is not professional at all. Second off, the banner is again not professional at all, right? And third off, the best way to tell if they are a scam is that you can see how they uploaded one 5 hours ago, another 22 hours ago, 13th of May, 13th of May, 16th of April. You see how many jobs they're constantly posting? That just means that they're fake. So what will happen is you'll have a conversation with this person. They will then book you on for an interview. You're getting excited. And then you get onto the interview and you're like, yeah, man, you're to pay me $15,000. No, right? So one rule of thumb is that you don't pay them to join them as an appointment setter, but you do pay to be an appointment, like to be trained. So for example, with me, I have a community called Dynamis, and those are the results that you've seen. So that's where you learn the skill and find jobs, right? That's where you actually get good, right? But you do not pay for the actual job itself, okay? So, because again, you're helping them scale their business. If anything, they should be paying you, right? What is this? So another one here, right? We are looking for a DM setter, high ticket sales. So the thing that you're selling is $15,000. You get a base salary and 30 to 50% commission. Let's have a look at the profile. So they've got 740 friends, which is good. Profile looks pretty cool, right? But we've just seen that they have a job listing right there. So that automatically rules them out, right? So go a little bit more. Mike Watts, right? Let's click his profile. Okay, cool. You can literally see that he's constantly uploading jobs. Again, fake, right? Rose. All right, let's go into the profile. 13 hours ago, 6 days ago, right? 100% commission base. Fake. You're never going to have 100% commission. That's bullshit, right? Jax, let's have a look at this. Okay, looks a little bit more legit. Hired him, well, on the 18th of June. Another one here. So this is more likely. So if I was unsure, I would then message this person and say, hey, do you have their Instagram account that I could look at? What's the business name? So I could look up their website, right? Just start doing a little bit of your own research if you're unsure, okay? What is this? Joshua Franco. Profile looks decent, but they're literally uploading the same thing like every single day, right? Which is, again, bullshit. AJ, stay away from this guy. He posts nothing but bullshit. All right, he's constantly posting. Like, you'll be able to see right now. I'll show you. He's posting all the time. Like, I see him pop up all the time. It's so annoying. Another bullshit thing, right? So this one looks a little bit more promising, right? So 4th of May. This one looks a little bit more serious, right? So this might be a recruiter. This could be a little bit more legit. Again, I would look it up, get a little bit more information, etc., right? But that's how you tell if a role is legit or not, right? So we've gone through a lot of bullshit roles. We've gone through some roles that might be legit. This one's fake, completely fake. Like, what the fuck is this shit? This one is an ad. This one's fake. I can tell by the profile picture already, right? You can see that. What is this? If they, like, looks fake, yeah, fake, literally, like, yeah, right? So that's how you tell. What's this one? Looking for closers. Full time. So this one is legit. Bang. So you can see here, right? Looks legit. Full-time position, full training, appointment setting provided via paid ads. Have experience, be located in Canada, or the US, right? You can see here they've only uploaded one job. I can see here that they've got all their social media platforms. You can see more here, right? This is legit. So now you know what's fake, what's decent, what's legit, all right? Beautiful. Next. All right, so now we know Facebook. Now, here are more examples of people doing it. So I know it's pretty easy for people to come on here and just say that they do it and everything, but at the end of the day, I want you to be fucking 110% sure what the fuck is going on. So I want to show you other people that are doing it. So this is Luke. I've got a whole interview on my YouTube with him. He did $400 for the day. Boom, $200 for the day. This is Samil Manda. He did, what is this? $200 for a couple of hours of texting. Bam. This is Jaden. He started completely brand new. He landed a job, and he landed an interview, and he also got an offer for a job. This is Emmanuel. Bam, landed an interview. This is Luke again, $300 day. This is Declan, $192 day. This is Jivo. She's an amazing chick. She landed a job. Beautiful. Cam landed a role. Bam. Right? These are just a few examples, right? So all of these people that you see, some of them did have experience. I will say, if you have past sales experience, you need to be doing this, right? So someone like Jivo, she's done about $12 million in sales for her corporate job. She literally went into this and started applying for 7-figure jobs and got a ton of them straight away. If you don't have experience, don't be stressed, because Luke didn't have experience. He was working in a grocery store. Emmanuel, no experience. Cam, no experience. Declan, no experience. Right? But Manda and Jivo did have experience, so they were able to excel very quickly. Unlike these guys, maybe took them maybe a week longer, right? But which is fine. So, common questions that I get a lot. Do I need to speak English? No, because there are coaches and business owners and entrepreneurs and people that sell courses in every language, right? I might be showing you these and you might be thinking like, okay, it's all in English. There's French coaches, there's Spanish coaches, there's coaches in every language, right? And I say coaches by basically saying entrepreneurs, right? There is someone that sells something for a lot of money in every single country, which means that you can work with someone in your native language, okay? Why would they trust you to join, because again, I'm telling you that you are logging into their social media account. Why would they trust you? Well, first off, what I tell people is that when you get an interview with a job in the real world, you are a stranger. When you land a job in the real world, you are a stranger. When you are working on the confidential business stuff, you are still a stranger. So why do they trust you? There's a contract. And like I told you way before, okay, right here, sign the contract. When you land a job, you will sign a contract that's going to tell you how much you're going to make, when you get paid, what to do, what not to do, etc., etc. That creates a lot of safety with you and with them. Okay, so that's the answer to that. How much time does it take? Right, so if we go over here and look at something like Manda, he made $200 with a couple messages. Luke, he probably works maybe 3 hours a day on appointment setting. He might make anywhere from $200 to $600 a day, right? So at the start, when you're looking for jobs, learning the skill, training, etc., it's going to take you a lot more time. But when you have the job, you know what you're doing, it's not going to take you more than 3 to 4 hours a day, right? But one thing that you need to realize is that you get paid on effort, which goes into the next question I get. How much do I get paid? You get paid on effort and time, which means the more you put in, the more you're going to make, essentially, right? So when I was making $25,000 a day, not a day, sorry, a month, I was working about 4 hours a day, right? If I could have made more money if I put in more hours. I just couldn't at the time, so I, was stuck at that. But the more you do, the more you're gonna make. All right, so on average, an appointment setter will make anywhere from like $6,000 to $12,000. That's like industry average, right? But if you want to become like a closer, which is something I'm not talking about in this video, but it is the next promotion to actually take the sales calls, right? That's when you can make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, right? So appointment setting, you're booking the appointments, booking in the calls, the sales closes, you take the calls. That's a little bit harder, right? There's a little bit more that goes into it. I'll talk about in another video. On this video, we're just talking about appointment setting, but that's how much time and how much you can make, right? Again, on average, you're on about 5-10% commission. And on average, the person that you work for will charge you about $2,000 to $10,000 and above, which means that you're making about 5-10% of something that's a high ticket, right? What is the demand for appointment setting? Right, so appointment setting has grown by demand in by 6% in the lot since 2019, which means through the financial, through the housing crisis, through all the wars, through COVID-19, appointment setting has continued to grow. Right? It's continued to grow because as long as there is a business owner, an entrepreneur, a coach, or an agency, there's always going to be an appointment setter. Right? It's like McDonald's. When a McDonald's opens up next to your house, you're not going to call it saturated, are you? Right? Because there's always a consumer. It's the same with this. There's always going to be businesses. Always. If there's no businesses, the economy's fucked. The world is no longer the world. Right? Which means that there's always going to be an appointment setter, right? But obviously, because there's so many people doing it, it is a little bit harder to find jobs. It's not impossible, but this is why getting training and investing in yourself, right, and getting that credibility is so important, right? It's not something that's necessary. For example, these guys, they were able to get interviews within their first 3 days, right? Because they started working with me, they did the training, they got the credibility, right? Because you got to realize, if you're a coach, right, making $1 million a month, and someone says to you, hey man, I watched a couple of YouTube videos, do you need an appointment setter? You're probably not likely to respond to that person. But if someone says to you, hey man, I've invested in myself, I've learned this skill, I've done this, this, and this, I've got this training, do you need an appointment setter? They're a lot more likely to trust you because you invested in yourself to learn the skill. Right? So that's not to be saying that you can't do this without investing, right? You don't need to invest, right? If you want to do it in a longer period of time, go ahead. Some people just really want to do this really quickly. They want the steps, the guides, etc. That's when investing in yourself does become important. Okay? Because when you invest in yourself, you're also getting the name of the person. Okay? So it makes applying for jobs a lot easier. Okay? But again, it is not necessary, right? So it's time. It's time for you to do everything that I've told you in this video, right? You now know what is appointment setting. You know the demand of the appointment setting. You know all the FAQ questions. You know how much you're going to get paid, where to look for jobs, what to look out for, how to actually do the appointment setting. You know everything. Now I want to emphasize this so much. You know everything now. Which means I beg you, please do not keep jumping from video to video, because you now know everything. Okay? I am a coach that trains people to become appointment setters and closers so they can make a lot of money. Which means I know exactly what people want. I know what it takes to be trained. I know what you need to be successful, etc. Which means everything in this video is necessary, but nothing that is not in this video is necessary, which means take everything in here, nothing less, nothing more. Okay? I hope you did enjoy the video, because I enjoyed fucking making it. I don't want anything from you, right? I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm not going to tell you blah, 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 blah. I don't want anything from you, right? All I want from you is to drop a comment telling me what you learned, what you enjoyed, etc. If you want, you can go onto Instagram and put this on your Instagram story saying that it helped you, right? And then tag my Instagram, Nathaniel Greengrass. That way I can then share it. That way we can get as many people to look at this as possible, because at the end of the day, so many people are wanting to learn appointment setting, but nobody's actually giving out genuine information. This is exactly what I did and the steps that I took to go from 21 and homeless. I was 21 and homeless. I've been broke my entire life. I grew up poor. I had nothing. Okay. I spent 5 years trying to build a business when I realized I literally already had the skills that could make me money. Again, I told you, I was already working in corporate sales, making $48,000 a year. But I was making the company that I was working for $5,000 to $10,000 a day, which means I already had the skills. So I spent so long trying to develop a business and build a business and follow the hype, when I should have literally just taken my skills. And if you're thinking, Nathaniel, I don't have sales experience, again, you don't fucking need it. Because again, this is just communication. So if you talk to people, you message people, you can do this. Seriously. I hope you did enjoy the video. Drop a like if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments what you think. I fucking love each and every one of you. Go get out there. Let's make a fuck ton of money and change a fuck ton of lives. Let's get into it. I'll see you on the next video. See you then.